everyone, welcome to the Movie Throne. I'm your host, the one and only King Kansas, here to bring you another movie review right here on my YouTube channel. A little excited, a little out of breath, because I just revisited an old movie. What old movie did I revisit? I revisit 300, starring Gerard, Butler. It's the 300 Spartans that take on the Persians in 450 BC, that whole historic thing at Thermopylae. Historic, you can read all about it. Biggest event in Greek history, if you want to say how 300 took on hundreds of thousands of troops at the passageway to kind of like keep them back until the rest of the Greeks decided to join in on the fight. Because, you know, they like to talk and negotiate, but sometimes you just got to get your hands dirty. And wow, phenomenal. It's cinematic history. If you guys haven't seen this movie, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. 13 years ago it came out. I can't believe it's been that long. I think when it first came out, I must have seen the movie at least 3 times in the theater, and then another 4 or 5 times the next couple of years when I bought the damn thing. So maybe a total about 7, maybe 8 times, and I was like so happy to show everybody, and I had the home theater and the ground was shaking. Oh my god. Anyways, just to give you some more details, it's only like an hour and 50 minutes long, guys, but it was the biggest thing in our culture, pop culture, whatever you want. Everything was Leonidas. This is Sparta, classic quote. I don't want to tell you guys too much here in the non-spoiler, because you got to see this. Like, I felt the same way as I did, and for me it's a little bit more of an attachment to it, or meaning to me, because I am Spartan. My mother is from the town that Leonidas was from, or Sparta, that part of Greece. So it kind of relates to me. I got Spartan blood in me. That's why, you know, King Kansas, you know, Spartan King. I don't want to call my Spartan King. That's a little lame. But anyway, not to say that my other name is, but hey, it is what it is. Came out in March 2007. It's based on the graphic novel. It is directed by Zack Snyder. So if I'm going to try to sell you this, guys, it's an hour and 50 minutes long, guys. If I have to sell you guys on this, here are these stars, some of the stars. Gerard, Butler is King Leonidas. Lena, Headey, come on, if you don't know what Game of Thrones, Cersei's, then I think you're a little bit whatever, plays this Queen Gorgo. Michael Fassbender's in this, believe it or not, and I'm totally, holy shit moment, I couldn't believe he was, totally forgot that he was in the damn film. He plays Stelios, one of the cool, elite young soldiers that fights in his army. Like, I didn't know, like, I was totally surprised, I kind of forgot. David Wenham, Folios. Dominic West, Theron, he's the douchebag Athenian guy or whatever the hell who wants to undermine Leonidas, and kind of like we find out later something goes on with him. Trust me, he's a weasel for a reason. Vincent, Regan, his captain, loyal captain, knew him since a kid and whatever, fighting by his side. Tom Wisdom, Astenios. We have Andrew Tiernan, he plays Elphaltis. Can't even speak, man. I'm trying to use my Greek language here. He's the traitor. He's that freak-looking thing that you guys seen in the trailers. Scumbag. Let's just call it that. You know, you felt sorry for him, but trust me, not anymore. And Rodrigo Santoro, which I was surprised. He plays in a lot of those romantic comedies. He plays Xerxes. You don't even recognize him. He has a shaved head, things or whatever. He is the Persian king, god, whatever the hell you want to call it, that they got to battle and stop the enemy. So that's basically it. So now, selling points. Probably the best, or one of the best cinematic, filmed, or comic, or graphic novel, comic, straight to screen version there is out there. I think if you guys like Sin City, which I think that's the last time we got something that was that big and epic that kind of hit us all, you'll get the same damn feeling for this. I don't know if they use blue screen or whatever for this one instead of the green screen to bring the clear vibrance and essence. Fight scenes, holy shit. Like, it was phenomenal. Like, there's not just one fight scene. There is like several fight scenes. The scenery, the way they capture Greece, Sparta, the big epic, I guess, confrontation between Xerxes and Leonidas, the meaning of it, why they were fighting. The storyline is phenomenal. It's basically a page-for-page adaptation of the graphic novel brought to the big screen. You understand why Zack Snyder was the right person for this, and why a lot of people believe in him and his beliefs of where, you know, comic book movies and what directions they should be going in. But The actors, oh my god, portrayed Gerard Butler, Leonidas to the max. Like that, he is Leonidas until probably the day he's done. This is probably the role that's going to define him. But too much. Like I have to go into spoilers to ruin it. But you know what? If you haven't seen it, you don't have to be Greek to see this. I highly recommend you guys checking it out. Okay, spoilers. Here we go. My God, the opening scene with him as a kid of the Spartan lore that if the kids are deformed and they kind of chuck them to the basically wayside or this pit that you have to be almost perfect, and then they're trained as a little kid to be warriors, and they're nothing but warriors, and to be a warrior or a Spartan, there's no other greater honor than to defend your country, your children, your wives, your countrymen, hands down. Gerard Butler is King Leonidas, phenomenal. That opening scene when that Persian little whatever messenger comes in and he says that, oh, you have to kneel, and he's carrying a whole bunch of king heads on a horse. Are you kidding me? And I love it. Just that epic scene that, no, you know what, this is Sparta, and he kicks him down the pit. Phenomenal. Like, fighting scenes, the blood, it's like a page for page direct adaptation on the screen. Zack Snyder knocked it out of the park. Lena Headey's in it. Like, all the actors did an amazing job. Like I said, the scenery is just great. The fight scenes, holy shit. People's heads getting sliced off. It's shot so well. If you guys like Sin City, that's the same kind of level, if not a notch higher. Especially back in 2007. It's been 13 years, right? Amazing. The confrontations between the Spartans and all the soldiers and these immortal, freak-looking things. Then you have the introduction of the Persian army that, you have 300 guys taking on a whole bunch at one particular spot. Then you got that traitorous freak show there that kind of lets them in and kind of, in a sense, screws them over, right? To Xerxes there, the Persian general, lord, king, whatever you want to call that guy. But it was cool to see elephants in there, rhinos. And no matter what, the Greeks had themselves back, back to back, like their backs against the wall, and they took them out night after night. I don't think it was until the second night that they lost a few people. And oh my God, there's one heartfelt scene that the general to Leonidas, his son's fighting alongside with him, and he's fighting with Michael Fassbender. They took out a whole bunch of guys working off of each other because that's how the Spartans work, Phenomenal. And then to have that guy sneak in and then slice his head off right in front of him, the guy loses, goes mental. I'd be damn going mental. And they had to drag his body back so then the next fight comes towards him so they don't lose any more. It's just holy shit. That moment, heartfelt. You're like, it broke your heart. Leonidas, last moments, thinking of his wife when he was told, you know what, they're surrounded and they have all the shields above their heads that, you know what, you can still keep your armor, you can be a warlord, a Spartan, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, you're still going to have to kneel to me. And that's the guy that didn't sit well with him. And he was thinking about his wife, his kids, what their lives would be if he did surrender and just kind of pretty much say, here, take Greece for your own, do whatever you want. Nope. 300 guys to take on thousands of people. They did damage. They really scared the shit out of the Persian army, back in 450 BC. Yeah, you had the council there that's screwing around that, ooh, I want to punch him in that Dominic West guy, the actor, portrays that guy who kind of like wants to backstab, and he kind of was in the pocket basically of the Persians. He had a Persian coin with Xerxes thing on it, and they found out. And after she approaches the council, because Spartan women were just as tough as their men, but they still didn't have a place of what's a woman doing in the council and talking to all the the guys in the I want to call it throne room or government, whatever, politicians shit, and yeah, and then find out that she ends up killing him, which is phenomenal. It's like, take that, you douchebag. And then a coin falls out and they find out, and then after that, it's too late. Leonidas doesn't get the help until well after the fact that they all got all the Greeks together. Hey, we got to fight now or never. It's not just Sparta, it's the rest of Greece. If not, we're going to lose everything, and think of your kids. The ending was pretty cool with all of them, and you have one of the soldiers that he sent off to say, listen, he didn't want no gratification. He didn't want no statues built or any shit like that. He just wanted them to be remembered for what they stood for and why they did it, which was great. He came back with the patch, and then he ends up leading the charge. And if you guys seen Rise of the Empire like I did, easy there. I think there's no Lena Headey in there. I think it's Eva Green or Eva Green's in it. I don't remember too much of it because I've only seen it like twice, to tell you the truth, and that's way back when. It's a sequel. It's still good. Not as great as this one, of course, because no Gerard Butler. The ending with the spirit, like him being surrounded, like basically, like I said, the way they worked together, and it was one of the successful battle or regimes of all times. Like you couldn't stop the Spartans because they worked so well together. You are only as good as the person beside you, so you would use your shield to protect him, vice versa. Like, their strategies was phenomenal. Like, trust me, they did damage for what they did and how they worked as a unit. Nobody can touch them. They were just warriors. They weren't like he was pointing out with the Arcadians that were helping him. That what he was asking him questions like they're saying, "Oh, did you bring enough people? You don't even have enough people to match what we're bringing to the table." And then that's when Leonidas goes and he asks, "So what are you?" "Oh, I'm a blacksmith." Just trying to point out that, listen, their professions are a whole bunch of other things, and you're bringing these guys to fight a war. Meanwhile, his Spartans are warriors from day one. That's a profession. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. So it's like he brought more soldiers is what the joke was at a whole thing there. But from the traitor backstabbing him, selling out just because he couldn't lift the sword, and Leonidas told him that as it is. If you ain't good to fight, you ain't good to fight. I don't want my guys dying because you didn't do your part because they're relying on you. But he took it the wrong way. He sold out just because he got 5 seconds attention, and he screwed him up with the path at the back and kind of got surrounded. That's what the end of the move. That's what I was trying to get back. Guys, I don't want to tell you every single detail because you got to still see it for yourself. Even though I spoiled about a good chunk of it. The part when he's ready to surrender at the end and he's out there and he's asking, Xerxes is asking Leonidas to surrender, kneel down from him, he'll spare him, he'll let him be the warlord of Greece and all this shit. And there was one point I think he was ready to give up and he took off his helmet, he took off his spear, his shield to put things down. You're like, okay, he's going to give up. Well, yes, but then what popped in his head is his wife. What kind of life is she going to be? Is she going to be a slave when he's gone? His kids, whatever, and that he just lost it, and that was their last charge. He throws a spear. He wanted to show that Xerxes, this godlike guy, can bleed, and he got him good. And unfortunately, when there's a million arrows going towards your way, you die in a blaze of glory, and that's what Leonidas and the 300 did. And it was amazing scenery. This thing was shot well. It looked phenomenal. The battle scenes alone, if you guys are not into Greek mythology, just tune in and watch the battle scenes. Like, it's amazing. And it has that pop culture effect on people during that time. Everybody was going around saying, this is Sparta and Gerard Butler, this. It made him a star. Let's just say that. I think he's going to be forever known in this particular role for that. So anyways, from all the movies I've seen so far with Greek mythology, this is probably one of my favorites, if not the favorites. Still got a couple more to go, later this week. So check out my other movie reviews on the Movie Throne. Let me know in the comment section below, guys. Did you like 300 as much as I did? How many times did you see it? Did you not see it? Are you going to go damn see it? And if you do go see it, come back here on the Movie Throne in the comment section and give me your thoughts. Let me know. And if you've seen Rise of an Empire, the 300 sequel, let me know about that too and tell me what you guys think of that. So anyways, that is my movie review on 300 starring Gerard Butler, directed by Zack Snyder. Came out in 2007, yes, 13 years ago. Like, share, and subscribe to the Movie Throne. Until then, stay off the King's throne. Check out my other videos. Take it easy.